It's a fact that most babies want to eat most between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. and that's way inconvenient for us because of course that's the time when our bodies want to go to sleep. So having a newborn is just hard and it means not getting a lot of sleep. Most newborns until they're, 6 to 8 weeks old and even beyond sometimes will want to eat every 2 to 3 hours and this is normal. You mentioned that your baby is that you feel like you're not making enough and so you have to give your baby formula to get your baby to go to sleep. Breastfeeding is a supply and demand thing. So the more your baby nurses, the more milk your body will make. And it may take your body a few days to, clue in that it needs to make more milk for your baby. But this is the beauty of breastfeeding. And this is how you can start out with feeding your baby 2 ounces per feeding when they're just newborn. And, your body keeps up with the demand of your baby and is making 6 to 8 ounces by the time your baby is 6 months old. So the more your baby eats, the more your body will make. So hang in there for a couple of days, and if you still notice, feed your baby on demand, like every 1 to 2 hours if that's what it takes. And after a few days, you should notice that your baby should be more satisfied if you're making more milk. Look at the number of wet and poopy diapers your baby's having. So if you're seeing at least 6 wet diapers a day, your baby's getting enough to eat. Also look at poopy diapers, and breastfed babies should have at least 3 a day, and most likely your baby's having more bowel movements than that, like they eat and then they poop and they eat and they poop. Once they get to be about 3 months old, they may have less bowel movements as their body starts to use every single drop that they're drinking to help them grow. The other thing you want to look for is weight gain. Babies up to 3 months should gain about 1 ounce per day. So if you ever suspect your baby's not having enough wet diapers or isn't gaining weight, that is an issue and it's time to take your baby to the doctor. Babies can become dehydrated really quickly. So it's important to take them in if you're concerned. And at that point, the doctor can assess your baby's growth and decide if it is an issue with the breast milk, because at that point maybe you're making enough, but it may be skim and not whole milk, or maybe your body just isn't making enough and won't make enough, and so they can talk to you about things to do to increase your supply, or about supplementing with formula. And supplementing with formula is not a bad thing if the doctor's recommending it, because the bottom line is you want your baby to grow and do well. But supplementing just if you're suspecting you're not making enough may not be the best choice in the beginning, because if you, again, like I said, if you want to try for a few days to see if your body keeps up, that's a good thing, because if you supplement with formula, you're kind of getting yourself into a situation where you have to supplement because your body won't think it needs to make more milk. If you go to the doctor and the doctor's concerned about your baby's weight gain, like it's not adequate or your baby's not having enough wet or poopy diapers, and the doctor does tell you to supplement, remember that formula-fed kids go to kindergarten too, and that's totally okay. I hope everything goes well for you, and if you have any other questions for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page and recommend us to your friends and family too.